point to what happened in South Korea. They approved their first test kit on February 4th when the country had only 16 cases. They're now testing 20,000 people a day. Had we been more serious at the outset, would we be at a different place tonight?
Probably, and also it would be helpful if we had broader screening in place right now. Right now, there's probably going to be a shortage of certain components of the products used in testing, like the swabs, like the reagents, and so we might not be able to roll out screening as broadly as we'd like, notwithstanding the fact that we have the platforms in place now to do it. And the virtue of testing people and telling them that they're positive, even if they're unlikely to get into trouble with the virus, and even if they could just self-isolate at home, is that if you have a positive test, number one, that person's much more likely to self-isolate at home if they actually have a confirmed diagnosis and they know they have coronavirus. And second, you can enforce it. If you wanted to enforce a quarantine and home quarantine them and monitor them, you can do that if you have a positive test result. Right now, what's going to happen is a lot of people who are symptomatic and have signs and symptoms of coronavirus are going to be told, if they're otherwise young and healthy and they don't have really severe symptoms, they're going to be told just to assume they have coronavirus and stay at home and self-isolate. But that person's more likely to break that self-isolation without a positive test than if they had it.
Let me lastly ask you, given what we are doing tonight, what is a realistic number for people to think that we could see the number of cases go to here in the United States?
I think it's possible that we get into the hundreds of thousands. I think that we're probably going to have more cases than China, because what's going to happen here is that we're going to have multiple cities where this becomes epidemic. China really just had an epidemic in the Hubei province and in Wuhan. We have the potential to have epidemics in multiple cities, and so we're certainly going to have tens of thousands of cases. You know, we have the potential to get into the low hundreds of thousands. I hope it doesn't go higher than that. And I think some of the aggressive steps that we're taking right now is going to mitigate transmission. We've shown that we have the willingness to implement the tough measures that really can make a difference here.